Hey trans people, I have a very quick challenge for you and I will start. The challenge is to just say something amazing right now about being trans. What do you find amazing? I'll start. I got to choose my own name. My name, the name that people call me, is something that I chose. I am the only human being alive who knows why I'm called that and who knows what level of deep connection it has with me and my identity as a person and my personal history and everything. Cis people don't usually get that opportunity. That's amazing. And that's the thing that I get because I'm trans. And that's fantastic. I love it. It's one of a million wonderful things about being trans. Now, without being insensitive, and without ignoring the very, very fraught, to say the least, political situation that we're living through right now with a trans genocide in the United States, literally that is what is occurring. Without ignoring any of that, I just want us to please also talk about the amazing things about being trans. It shouldn't be so hard to find people talking about them, and me talking about them shouldn't lead to a bunch of trans people piling onto me and calling me delusional and calling me privileged for simply saying that it is amazing and a blessing, not a curse, to be trans. Because think of what you are saying to children. Imagine, if you will, right now, being a trans teenager and discovering that you are a trans teenager right now with access to the entire world around you. How are you going to feel? You are going to be terrified. You're going to be more terrified than you possibly ever would have been to discover this about yourself. And if getting online and getting into trans spaces online just has a bunch of adults there telling you that it's a horror show waiting for you, that everything's going to be terrible, that everything's going to be awful, that everything's going to be difficult, that people are going to be terrible to you forever. What are you thinking? You, as that trans teenager who just discovered who you are, you're thinking that your life is over. You're thinking that you're 14 and your life is over. And it's the other people like you who are telling you that. Stop telling that to kids. There's a billion amazing things about being trans. The control that you get to have over yourself, over your social circle, the understanding that you get to develop about yourself, the community of people who understand you in a unique way that you get to develop, the control over your own identity that you get to develop, maintain, and exercise as a trans person is amazing. It is wonderful. It's a beautiful blessing to not have your identity inflicted upon you by others and to be able to really control that for yourself. And let's focus on that, please, for these kids, instead of just telling them that they should be hopeless. And then think about their parents. Think about what their parents are going through. Honestly, do think about what their parents are going through. Their parents know that their kid is trans. What do they know about being trans? Well, if they're well-read and well-informed, they know that being trans is perfectly normal, it's perfectly healthy, there's nothing wrong with being trans, and that it does harm to their child to prevent their child from transitioning. But if they know anything about trans spaces online, they also know that if they allow their child to transition, their child will be inflicted with pain 100% guaranteed. That their child will be inflicted with pain from society. That society will bully them. That society will possibly kill them for actually presenting their gender identity as they feel it. What is the reasonable advice to give as a parent? Do you tell your child to go with the 100% guarantee that you will suffer at your own hands, at the hands of your psychology, at the hands of society? Or do you go with there's a 40% chance that my kid might try to take their own life, but at least, they will get to operate in society normally, the way that other people do. They won't be excluded. They won't have homelessness inflicted upon them at these absurd rates. They won't have the pain and suffering. What do you do as a parent? What is the actual reasonable thing for you to do in that situation? Because it's extremely difficult. Meanwhile, if you can actually go find a bunch of trans people talking about how spectacular it can be to be trans, it can give you that hope. And it can make it a lot easier for these parents to make the right decision. If it isn't just a wall of other trans people basically saying, no, for the love of God, stay out. We're cursed to be here. I'm not cursed. I'm blessed. And I have, honestly, a million reasons to think of myself as being cursed. I know that I do a good job of playing the nothing bad has ever happened to me person online. But that is so very far from the truth. My transition has not been a cakewalk. And like I said, 500 subs, I give you the entire story. But I'm not going to focus on that pain when I'm talking about the experience of being trans in general. That's for me, that's for my friends, that's for the people that got me 500 subs and earned the story that I'm going to tell them. What I want to tell people in general is, hey, you get to take full control of your own identity, of your own presentation, of your own gender conformity with society or non-conformity. You get to control your name, you get to control your pronouns, and you get a whole community of people who understand you the way that no other community understands each other. Being trans is beautiful. You're beautiful for being trans.